No, I mean, as you said, there's no one Dennis Nash, but there are thousands of Dennis Nash families or Nash families. And this is kind of, for me, it was one of the first times where it's like, yes, you realize that this is going on at a basic level. You read the news, you see whatever, but this was a way to connect with it that I was like, I was so upset and stressed watching this film. And I mean that as a compliment in that I was like, oh my God, I don't know what I would do in this scenario. And I don't know what would happen. There was just like such a desperation to the situation they were in that was just so frustrating to watch as an audience member and be like, what? So, for you, what was that like?
Well, you kind of go, yeah, so what are the options, right? It's like, either my son starves and I starve and my mother starves, or I become a very active participant in the problem and I start evicting people myself and justify it. You know, that's one option. And then you kind of go, well, in order to do that, I have to not feel. In order to do that, I have to not look people in the eye, because if I look you in the eye as I'm kicking you out of your house, I'm not going to be able to live with myself. If I do happen to catch a glimpse of your eye while I'm doing this, I've got to go home and I've got to have at least a 6-pack of beer and a massive joint and check the hell out. I've got to numb myself out in order to go back and do it again tomorrow. So that was part of my experience, and I got to go to Florida and hang out with a bunch of families and people that this has happened to, and they are all so devastated and hurt and betrayed. They've been betrayed by their country. They've been betrayed by the land that promised them certain basic needs. And so many of them have alcohol problems and drug problems and have had their children taken away to foster care, and their lives have literally been
destroyed?
Yeah, from the inside out. And I got a text from my friend Rick today, who's one of the guys that I met with, so it still feels very close to me, and I'm so glad that he did, because it's given me that remembering how the look in these guys' eyes, the betrayal, the anger, the rage that leads to this self-destruction is something that I hope, I'm an actor, I'm an actor. I'm not going and putting people in homes and building homes and whatever. I'm an actor. That's what I'm here to do. So I hope that this story is a small little step in the conversation back towards real interconnectedness, real community, not Facebook community, but like being with each other and really like remembering we need each other in a real way. And so, yeah. We betray ourselves every day. I betray myself every day. I do things that are not in line with who I am every day. So it's not hard to get into, in small ways, I'm not saying like I'm gonna go, I haven't murdered anyone, in the last 32 years of my life, but
good track record. Good track record.
but like in small ways, I compromise myself. I do things that are not coming from that deep, integrated place, and because I'm asked to, in order to be liked, in order to be socially acceptable, in order to be a good boy, in order to be successful, in order to be accepted. And I think that's, right now anyway, how I'm kind of relating to where Dennis is, and that question of what do we do? What would we do? What would we do in that situation? And maybe we are already in that situation, or have been, and we have made certain choices that have compromised something deeper and have compromised someone else in a negative way that maybe we've been ignoring and not looking at. And that's the other thing about this film is it's a part of society and it's a part of our culture that we really don't want to look at, of course, because who wants to look at people in pain? It's really hard to do, because then we feel empathy and then we feel sad, and no one likes to feel sad, although after seeing Inside Out, I hope people start to realize the value of sadness and the beauty of sadness. I certainly was reminded of it. These people saw Inside Out. These people haven't seen Inside Out. So then, in feeling all those emotions and feeling that empathy and that connectedness to your fellow man, then you go, oh shit, I've got to do something. Fuck, that means I've got to quit my job at Google. That means I've got to stop being online all the time. That means I've got to live my life in a deeper way. How am I going to do that? And that's this is just me I'm talking about. I don't work at Google, but it's a challenge. It's always a challenge to, and it's scary. It's scary to look at. So, but hopefully again, this film is something that will outrage people, like it outraged you. I think, it made you incredibly angry that man can be so inhumane to their fellow men.
Yeah.
So I hope that other people, I hope everyone sees it, just in case they feel the same way and they go, wait a minute, how can I do something different?